Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Welcome to SKTV, each and every one of you. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Welcome to today's edition. Welcome to the show. Uh, Thank you for tuning in from and around the world. Today, as you can see, our topic here is not restricted. We are going to be discussing personal and life experiences. Yes, we have to talk about some of these things. And so we do have our guest, Shannon. Shannon is a friend. She will be on very soon joining us. Uh, let's share the show. We have a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. Let's share the show. Let's invite someone today. Um, I'm not sure. It promises to be interesting as we await our guest who will be here any moment from now. Um, but I like to bring you up to speed to some things while we are awaiting the show. I like to bring you some serious or to remind you about some things. We would like to bring you some things. Let's share the show. Let's invite someone. We'll make the disclaimer here really, really quick. While we share the show, we'll make some disclaimer. We'll make some brief disclaimer while we share the show with others. Today, um, we want to talk about some lifetime situation things that people are faced with. Um, this includes, or this is not limited to marriage, divorce, single parenthood, um, relationships. We want to talk about it from a person's point of view, from their personal experiences with life. So we ask you to invite someone. It promises to be interesting. So invite someone here this afternoon while we get situated. I'm getting some things set up in the back here. So yes, let's make some disclaimer really quick because I know for sure or for a fact that there are some people that are going to be tuning in very, very soon. I know that for a fact that there are some people that are going to be tuning in very soon. So we like to make some quick disclaimers here to ensure we have the necessary disclaimer and people are not misusing or abusing this time. So really quick, as you're already aware, we have a guest. There will be some information shared from our guest. Again, she knows the rules. We've spoken about it. Um, you can disagree. Be respectful to our viewers. Be respectful to our viewers when you disagree to our guest when you disagree with her. Um, what else? Um, we welcome other views. Just be civil about it. We own no copyright. We cannot protect anyone's privacy based on anything you say on here. It would be on you, and you'll be held liable and responsible for whatever you say on here. What other thing again? We don't do drama here. You can disagree again. We don't do drama, no insults, no politics. We don't do any politics. No. You wait for tomorrow and Sunday, Monday, and Thursdays we do politics. No politics at all. Invite someone. We intend to have a stimulating conversation. Our guest will be here any moment from now. But in the meantime, we'll get to the musical break here really quick. Share the show. When we come back, we will go over some things really quick while our guest is getting ready to join us. Very interesting things, but we thought to have some realistic conversation that is applicable to our lives and to all of us. So we thought to have a realistic conversation. One of my favorite Liberian musicians, Friday, I listen to his songs sometimes, some of them, not all of them. So Friday, we'll be playing Friday with no copyright. We'll be playing Friday to bring us here while we share the show. Help us to share the show, guys, please. We don't know your friends. Some of your friends we don't. And we're not friends with some people that you're friends with or some groups that you're in. But when and if you share the show there, they will be aware and they'll come. I want to hear from a woman's point of view, a woman's perspective. And this is how we're going to be running the show. We're going to have teaching moments. Some of these teaching moments will be with other people. Next week, we intend to have a different group of people, and then we'll go into another segment. So we deep breathe, get into a segment, come back, talk about some realistic things. Get into another segment, come back, talk about some realistic things. But let's get to the musical break quick, and we move on. Thank you so much.
Away, away. Don't see, don't pan away. Get your pan of this camera. If you don't have a panel, don't enter. Don't enter. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. I see somebody. You lie. You lie. You lie. You lie. Away.
All right. Well, we are back. Like we said, we have some disclaimer to make. But while we are making this disclaimer, it's important for us to also point out that our guest will be here in any moment from now. But let's talk about one or two things really quick before we can get to the guest. Thank you so much for being on. Thank you for helping us to share the show. As part of mental health and wellness, we talked about the importance of building relationships. And we also talked about the importance of maintaining the relationships that you build. Because sometimes they go a very long way. And so we must do these things. We must get people involved. And we must maintain some of these relationships because they help us. They make a difference in our lives. They do a lot of different things that naturally and normally, or they help us in ways that naturally and normally we would not be able to be helped. Because let's say for those of us who are Christians, we have this saying where we say God does not come from heaven to help people. God uses other people to help people or so forth. And so when you build some of these relationships, they go a very long way. And so today, some of the things we're going to talk about are some of the things that we're faced with in our community, amongst ourselves, things that we're experiencing, and things that other people don't want to talk about, things that other people might shy away from. But these are things that are bothering us, though. These are things that are problematic for our lives, and they affect us in different ways. And so bringing some of these realistic conversations to our doorsteps so that we can have them and not necessarily provide all of the solutions, but look into how other people handle the issues, how other people dealt with it in the past, what did they do. And so all of these different factors, when we take them into consideration, they bring about a lot of different things. And it becomes an eye-opener and educational for us, because I'd be honest with you, you can't learn everything in college, at the university. Some things you have to learn them, from others based on your experiences in life and based on other factors. And so really quick before I lay the context before I bring in our guests here, few years ago, a little context about how I got to know our guests and how we've communicated over the years and so forth. A few years ago, I was never on Facebook. You would never imagine. I was never the talking guy. I was never the guy who would, you know. But I met our guest on. She had her own show. She would come on, and she had different conversations that she would had she would have. I mean, and these conversations were lifelong, realistic, relatable conversations that were meaningful and that were helpful. And so I watched her for a while. I follow her for a while. We're friends on Facebook, so every time she comes on, I will get an alert. I watched for a while. And so I decided on this day to call on her show. I did call in on the show, and we had an interaction. We became friends from that interaction on the show, even though we're friends on Facebook. And we'll communicate once in a while. And we lost touch for 4 years, but we'll communicate here and there, whenever we can. I'll reach out, she'll reach out, back and forth. And we got to know one another, had lots of different communications, lots of different conversations about things that are going on, realistic things in life, things that, she was faced with, challenges at the time. And we'll talk about some of these things. And finally, we stayed in touch until we lost contact again for a while, for another good while. Very, very long time. Out of a sudden, one day, I think she reaches back on, is this thing your way, man? And so we reconnected. Most recently, we decided that, we'll have some of these conversations in public. And she told me, she said, I'll talk. I'll give my experience and other things I've been through in my ordeal. But please help me welcome Shannon.
Hello.
Hi, Shannon. How are you? Hi, what's
How
up?
are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Long time.
I know. It's been forever.
I know. We finally get to see you again. Look at that.
Right. We started the whole talk show, then we disappeared, and now we're back.
Wonderful. Well,
yeah.
It's been a long time. Which part of the country you are, and how's everything?
I'm in Minnesota. Everything is great. Everything is. I can describe it, but it's good. Yeah.
It's good. Wonderful. Yep. So many people might not know you because it's been a while since you ever came on Facebook to do a show, whatever. Who is Shannon, and how's life? What's going on?
All right. Shanna is a mom, and I can say I once been there, married. Now I'm like a fiance, let's say. But I got 4 kids. My kids are from 17, 10, 7, 9, I think. We can cut off. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing who you are to us.
Yeah.
Just before we go into the conversation with Shannon, I'd like to ask you about the most recent killing or issues in Texas, where 19 children were killed. I'm not sure if you've been following it as well, but I know around the country here, in other parts of the world, it's been very sad. And for me personally, I've not been able to watch the news because it's disturbing to me. As a mother, as a parent, how do you feel? What do you say? What's running in your mind? What's going on?
It's very heartbreaking. Like for me as a parent, I was at the place where I'm like, do I need to send my kids to school next year? Because nobody want to go to work, or your child is just out there and somebody just from the street just, kill them. And I don't think a mother want to be the first to like bury the child. You know what I mean? Like that age different, you the parent, but then you burying your child it's just not good. Like every day I'm like stressed when I'm like, I track my kids 24/7 when they go to school. Like I have I'm paranoid. To the point I'm paranoid where my daughter has a watch and I'm like checking. Did you guys get on the bus? Did somebody harass you? What's going on? Like we texting 24/7 till they get back home. So it's really hard. We need to like facing um we really need to facing our demons. I call it, we all have some sort of demons, but how do we facing these demons to like get it out is the problem. So it's
Well,
just hard. It's just a topic. I don't know. It's been hard for me to just really talk about the whole thing. It's just hard. Like I think a couple of days, my friend sent me a video about one of the teachers, like the husband passed from heart attack. It's not something anyone want to hear. So
it's not
yeah,
something anyone wants to hear.
no.
Yes, this is very troublesome, Shannon. And
Mm-hmm.
and whether you're male or female,
Mm-hmm.
this is traumatic in itself. It's very scary. Most parents are worried, they're concerned. Um, Shannon, I want to go back a little bit to you. I want to go back just a little bit to you before we get into the conversation. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
might ask, um, are you from Liberia? Because sometimes people like to identify themselves.
Yes, I was born and raised in Liberia. I was born in Lofa. I'm a Lofian girl. And nobody can believe it. The part about it is like nobody can believe I speak Loma, and I'm a
Oh,
very proud Lofian woman. So,
so if I,
yes,
so if I was to drop one Loma line right now,
I will catch you. And that's the
oh,
worst thing. Don't even try to gossip in Loma, Kisi, Mandingo. I will catch you.
but you're not in the Bandi area. So if you're not in the Bandi area, I can
No,
pass it.
the Gandhi, I think I was not lazy, but I still have some of my family member that spoke Gandhi around me, and I would just be like, it just sounded like Lama, you know.
Right,
Even
right, right.
Basa, I should have really speaking Basa because I live a couple of years in Buchanan. My
Mhm.
mom worked there, so we were there when we were little. My sister, myself, and my brother. But then, yeah, I was just lazy after we came from Guinea. I was just like, okay, I spoke a lot of languages enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So I want to get into, as the topic says here, personal and life experiences.
mhm,
So I want to get into life situations with you, especially being a female, being experienced, mature, and so forth. You've been married before, and as you
mhm.
said, you're currently engaged in all of that. So
Yep.
let's let's come back to what is single parenting. How do you parent your children as a single parent? How do you do that? What is single parenting, and what keeps it going?
For me as a woman, I feel like um, when you're a single parent, you have to be able to communicate with the other parents, and you have to be waiting to let your child experience the other parent. So, meaning, I love share parenting, not just the the child just being one side full time. So I love to see dad and mom being very engaged with their kids. And I'm a person probably like the way I grew up, my dad was not in the country. So I was raised by my uncles and my mom. So, but with that being said, my uncles were still like my role model, like men in my life. So I still feel like when you share parent, it's hard. At the same time, you have to be open minded and you have to make a decision sometimes, but in a sense where it's a tough call. It won't work. I'm gonna say what worked for me, it might not work for somebody else. But you really have to be transparent. That's just it. Transparency and communication is a big thing. And when the kids are growing, they understand. Don't ever think your kids don't see. Even they can be like 2, 3. It doesn't matter the age. They know. They know who we are. They tell the tension, the everything. So faking it is wrong. Trying to be the best parent, that does not exist. So you always have to be open. Somebody might do it wrong. You have to fix it for them. You have to protect the other parent, and the kids won't be able to like play that mind game in a sense where, oh, I do this to mom house. Oh, I do this to dad house. You know, well, this is mom house. We follow routine. You go to that house, you follow routine. That's how it should be. For me, my co-parenting is, yeah.
So let's go back to that, because when we first started this entire mental health and wellness segment,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about most of us, we talked about different stages of growth and development, how children learn and how to see things, whatever now.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about co-parenting. Now let's come to the whole issue of co-parenting. How how do people navigate, or how did you navigate from, because in separations, whether it's marriage or relationship, some kind of bitterness can be there, whether for the man or the woman, whether you like it or not. So
There's always bitterness, but you have to put your difference aside and let the kids live.
so how did you navigate through the bitterness side? Maybe the man didn't want you to go, this way, or the man didn't want, or you didn't want you guys to separate. How did you navigate putting
So some of
the
the
difference
stuff
aside?
I did for myself. One was I did a course with the U of M how to co-parent.
Okay.
And then the second one was forgiveness, and forgiveness to myself, not just, the person. You have to be able to forgive yourself in the sense where you might think like, oh, that person did you wrong, but you all did it. That's just my one or two thing. Like, we all make mistakes. Nobody was perfect, nobody was wrong. We all did it. So I asked myself, and I went to my pastor, and I was like, I need some sort of counseling, where that's where I felt like I was safe, instead of going to like, you know, there was other people I could go to, but I felt like my pastor was one person I could look up to, because he and his wife were together for the longest, and they were like a role model to me. So,
Okay. So you were able to navigate that through getting some educational resources or help in there, along with your spiritual
right,
backing, like going to see your pastor and looking up to them and having
right,
conversations or whatever
right.
it is. So can I let me ask you this question. So in a nutshell, you reached out, you were open minded to
Oh,
communicate.
yes.
Wow.
You have to be vibrant. You have to be like, you have to be to the point where you have to have someone that you talk to. Like, I have a couple of friends that I would like just vent. And that's where everybody needs, like, where you can just call, talk to the person. They just listen without judging you, no judgment zone, like, just vent. And I did all that. And I think you were, I think at some point I was like, I need to talk to you.
Right. And I remember those days when you would vent, you would talk, and I
Right,
would listen.
right.
So 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 in other words, you're saying part of the ways that people can maybe navigate through this process, even though it's stressful or it can be problematic or it can really affect people, you know, you need to first of all speak out, look for people that you can trust, um, get some help. Basically
Hmm.
get help. Talk about what's
Hmm.
going on with
And
you.
not
Okay.
just, my thing is not just talk to somebody. You have to know who you're talking to, because we have so many friends, and especially the way we grew up, our society is like so much talking. It's not
Right.
helpful. Like, in the point where you go tell somebody your thing, it's like out there in the next person's mouth, and those are things that really can affect you more. So you have to go to a wise person where it's very educative, and they will tell you, oh, this, or just go and read a book, or sometimes just sit there and just vent to yourself. But like, just talking to everybody you see, you ready to cry on, is just wrong. That's not
Okay.
going to help you. No. because some people might give you the very wrong things to do. I'll tell you. Hmm. They will
Okay.
make you do the wrong thing. They will say the worst thing, or they'll probably tell you to really hit out the next parent, or like go the wrong direction.
Okay. So then let's talk a little bit about parenting, co-parenting, but let's move a little further to the side where we have people might want to end up in the courts, whether it's
Right.
for one person who wants to have this amount of time or wants to have custody or even bringing in child support. Um,
Hmm.
how how did you manage that process?
So
What
that's the thing about divorce. When you're getting divorced in the United States, or Minnesota is a no fault state, and it's totally different from some states, and it also different from when a boyfriend and a girlfriend just have a baby. That's different. When you're getting divorced, everything is included. They also have where they'll put in child support. It's not like the other parent is putting in child support, and then the parenting part, that's where the fight is, because half of the time is like the more parenting you have, they feel like you pay that other parent, which is false.
okay.
Yes, which is false. It go like your income level, how much the other person make, how much you make, then they calculate it, they tell you who's supposed to pay. So even if you have 90% of the time with the kid, but you make more, you're gonna pay the other person.
Hmm.
Yes.
Interesting. So
That's the state of Minnesota. And sometimes too, it's like the judge will look at the both of you and just screw both of you up. So I always tell people divorce is not an easy role. If you guys can be civil and just sit there, talk about what you want for your kids, is better than to go fight in the court, because half of the time people don't really have anything. You get what I'm saying? Like they're just gonna go fight over kids, basically, because even if you have house, that house is gonna be on the market, or you have to buy the other person out. It comes with pros and cons. So to save you the stress, the time, you know, your life, let's just say, because it will just stress you to the point where you just want to give up in life, but it's not the end of the world. And if you look at the court system, that's what they want to see. They want to see you guys fight. So before you even go to the judge, they're going to tell you to go for mediation. And mediation is where they want to see your crash. And then they say, okay, these two, they're crazy. So we'll bring them back again. And then y'all will crash. Then they tell you, okay, this is the last time. If you guys not going to come up to one conclusion, you guys going to go to the judge and he will make the decision for you. So yeah.
so then Shannon, what would you say to someone that's in a divorce process but that's facing possible child support and they got to leave that home that they've known all their life to find a new place?
Hmm.
What do you say to them? How do they go about? What do they do?
Your sanity is one thing.
Okay.
Child support should not be your obstacle in life. Child support go to your kids. Is not gonna kill you. Life gotta keep going on. Yeah.
So how do you navigate through that process? Because for some people, and the thing about it is we might joke, we might laugh with it. These are some of the things that are driving some people crazy today.
I know.
They're acting out of the way. They're either drinking, they're doing things that they never used to do before because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to go about. They're stuck. They feel
Right.
trapped.
So
They didn't see this
my
coming.
thing here with that whole child support situation, if you fight and you want custody with your kids, you're not gonna have the huge amount of child support.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? But half of the time, our brothers and sisters, they don't want to be involved, and then they don't want to pay the child support. But if you see the other people that is here, let's just say the Americans, right? the men or the ones that are going to be paying child support don't have more time with the kids because they're working and paying you. Like basically, let's just say they're paying for the child to be taken care of in that sense. But if you have 50-50, the chances is very low of you getting to pay so much child support that it will affect you. No. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. So in other words, get involved. First of all, stick with
Get
getting your
involved.
children, getting
Yes.
your parenting time.
Yes. And being, what I mean, being involved, not just sitting home with your kids and watch TV and they're on the iPad. That's not what the code want to see. Code always want to see parent being involved physically, mentally, emotionally. You know, you taking your kids out there, you being involved in the school, the hospital, not just the female doing all these things
Hmm.
or the men doing all these things. Let me go that way because, but I'm just speaking on the aspect of our, you know, our Liberian, our Liberian side because it's a cultural thing where the men feel like the woman should be, you know, the one that take care of the kids.
So then, Shannon, how do you get the other parent who's bitter eventually for you to work together? Because I would suppose where we are now,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not using you as an example, but maybe just generally, as time goes by, for the amount of years that we've spoken on the phone, and you had your own ordeal, and so forth. I suppose now there's some form of smooth path with your ex-husband and the children. How did you get to that point? How does that work?
Like, okay, so let's say to get over the smooth path, there is never a smooth path with this person.
Okay.
Half of the time, you guys always, like majority of the time, y'all will crash here because everybody have their opinions.
Hmm.
Everybody is raised in a way where they're different. We all are different. We all was raised differently. We all grew up differently. I don't care how you want to see it or how you want to say it, but we all are like literally raised differently by different parents. And some of our inner devil is from our parents. So sometimes you have to fight these things by not responding to negativities. Like half of the times, I don't respond to people think. If I say my thing, that's it. You want to go with it, you don't want to go with it. I just do what I can do on my parenting time. My parenting time, I don't like nobody take it from me. And that's where people need to know you have to set that boundaries. Boundaries is very important. You have control over your house, not that person's house or what they do.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So then, how do you maintain communication with such people who are difficult, who still, let's say for example, who still maybe care about you? Because once that part is dead, I care about part. When somebody told me once, when love is interrupted, it leads to anger. People are angry. This person still
Hmm.
likes you, or you still like the person, vice versa. And because you did not
I don't
end
think
up
love should
together.
be anger. When you love somebody, you're not gonna keep an anger towards them throughout your life.
No, I'm saying I said when love is interrupted, such as the person in love with you, but
That's
things
not
happen.
love.
Okay. Hmm.
When you put anger into love, it's not love.
Hmm.
No. Once I read something somewhere, anytime there is some sort of anger into love, it's not love. Just the fact that somebody would just hit you is not love anymore. Just know that's not love. Love never come with anger. You can get mad because there I see the line of my, like I'm mad and I'm angry. I find it is a two different thing to me. You get what I'm saying? So when people say I'm so angry, that's deep.
Hmm.
For me, that's deep. When you say I'm mad, then I'm like, okay, that's something we can fix. Do you see my point?
Right.
So whenever people use that word as anger into love, just let them by. It's not love. And even when you guys having some sort of argument, couple having argument, and it go into that really anger move, that thing is done. Yeah,
Interesting.
that thing is done. Because there's no way you can love something and hit it. Yes, that's my
Okay.
opinion as a woman.
Hmm. Okay. Since we're talking about this whole issue of anger and love and so forth, then I want to bring you to this part of how do you reconcile domestic violence or abuse, whether it's a relationship or marriage. How do you reconcile that? Because here's a typical example. I've seen some women who the men beat, but then later on they're still with that same men, and as though they didn't beat them few minutes ago, a few hours ago, and it seems like everything goes back to normal. What do these guys say to you guys that will bring you back to check back in line, to fall in line? What happened?
Because you see, that's the narcissist behavior right there, right? You know, when people like that, they when they hit on you, they come back with like a very sweet talk. And women, I think sometimes not just women, because men also can be abused. And abuse come emotional, they have physical, mental. I did all that courses like where they have financial financial abuse, all these abuse, and it's a lot to learn. But those people that beat on their partner, right? Uh-uh. That, let me tell you, we are just so like in a sense where we want to be loved. And that's when you have self-love, you're not gonna let anybody put their hands on you. The moment they do it, they're gonna do it again, they're gonna do it again, they're never gonna stop. That's my opinion about it.
So, so then, what do you recommend to women who are abused? What do you recommend?
You gotta cut it off. You have to cut it off. But before cutting it off, ask yourself where you stand. Love yourself first. Like when I mean love yourself, it's deep. It's very deep. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, do I deserve this? Do I want to be beat? Or do my child, or if you have a child, a daughter, or son, do you want somebody else to beat that person or just hit them? No.
Hmm.
So why do you accept it from your partner? Why? I don't care how you angry or you mad. Putting your hands on another human being is a problem in our culture. We need to stop it. Even the way we talk to our partners is wrong. We are emotionally abusing those men and women. The way we talk to our, sometimes I see them like, oh my God, this is communication right here. You saying something different and that person is saying something different. You're not understanding each other.
Hmm.
So it comes a long way. People just need to check themselves, how you talk to that other person. Do you think, ask yourself, do I want that person to talk to me the way I'm talking to them? No. So how you really talk to your friends? Ask yourself, should I just get up and say the way I say, oh the heck you told me? No, no. That's no.
So then, how do you reconcile bringing in the authority? At what point in a domestic violence do you bring in the authority to regulate this? Is it at the first time that person hit you, or how do we do this? At what time do we bring in the authority? Because it seems
You
like
know, that's, I don't like nobody to have power over me. So I would say before the person even lifts their hand, I'm ready to go. You're not gonna keep me back. And sometimes I'm not in that woman's shoes. I don't know what she's facing. It's hard to say what really hold them back because like I saw a story and I asked myself, you're working, you have all the protection. Why you wait that long? I keep asking myself, like I'm a woman. I ask myself every day, like, why do I wait that long till somebody kill me or somebody make me feel like I don't exist anymore?
hmm,
So the moment the red flags is always there. Before the person hits you, you already start seeing the red flag. Don't hold back. I don't care what somebody say, oh, you like changing men. It's okay. You still need to heal when you leave one relationship to the next. You still need to heal because you're still gonna meet the same person. Sometimes it's not even the man, it's you, the woman. Sometimes it's not the woman, it's you, the man. You know, you have to ask yourself, what made this relationship don't work? Write down your pros and cons. You know,
So this is very interesting. Um,
it's very interesting topic.
you've made an interesting point that what keeps people still in an abusive relationship. In our LeBron setting, was it a person in love or love is
That's
blind?
not
So
love.
what? So then, I want to bring it back just a
Mhm.
little bit. So then, how come some people move from one abusive relationship just to another, as
Because they
opposed to
didn't work on themselves, like I said. You cannot just, let's say you cannot just leave from one relationship to the next in no time, in 2 months. You have to work on you, and meaning working on you, loving you, and the way you will love yourself, that next person coming, they're going to respect that. They're going to go the way you loving you, they're going to love you that way, and you're going to love them the way they want to be loved.
so then what do you say to a woman or to a man that says, I've been having problems in my relationship, so I'm talking to this person, or I've been talking to that person. What do you say to that?
Come again, I didn't get that part.
What do you say to somebody who say, having problems in my relationships, the best way to get out of it or to get over it is to start talking to somebody else
No, I will tell you,
in the
that's
context of healing?
I would tell you that's not healing. That's not. I would tell you, if you go and read a lot of these, what do I call it? I read a couple of books, right? And healing don't just happen by you facing your sexual needs, because let's just say that whole thing is about you pleasing yourself sexually. It's not love, you know. It No, he is addicted to something. He or she is addicted to something, and she need or he need to facing it.
Hmm.
They need some therapy. They need to check themselves, because there isn't no way you're gonna get over somebody by going to another person. No,
Hmm. So
no.
there's hmm,
Mm-mm.
very interesting.
My entire life, seeing my uncles, my family, my friends healing. I'll tell you, I travel. I've seen people. I met people that been there, divorced or not divorced, healing. Even you want to reconcile your marriage, if you don't heal, you're not going to move on. It's just like the couple that were like, oh, I forgive you, but then every little thing they bring it up. You think they heal? No, you still into that predicament. Like literally, you need to like heal. It's deep internally.
Hmm. So I wanna check on the issue of compatibility. People can know, you can normally hear people saying, "Well, we're not compatible. We're compatible." What do you say about the issue of compatibility when it comes to that?
That I think there is because there is two people, like you get what I'm saying. So they you can see when they're just having conversation, the tension, right? And whenever they can agree, it's just not going to work. They're not compatible.
Hmm.
They're just not going to work, because two people when they're together, they will actually make the same decision. Sometimes you'll order the same food to eat. So there is a lot. When people say, yeah, me and that person not compatible, yeah, Even in friendship, you can see friendship. When you go, you meet people, I'll call them maybe my associate. This is my associate, this is my friend. It's two different people right there.
Hmm.
Yeah. When you say my friend, meaning that's somebody you can sit and have a legit conversation. But you say, oh, my associate, oh yeah, what's up, buddy? We sit there and we would argue, we would never get along, we would never agree. But
Hmm.
because we're not compatible.
Okay. So then let's so then let's move on just a little bit to how do you heal? Because talking to you now, a few years ago when we spoke on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
when we
How are
talked,
you? You want to know
yes,
how are you?
I think everybody else wants to know what's going on. How you
So
heal?
my first, it was hard. It was freaking hard because I'm so like the parents where I'm so used to my kids coming home, we're going out, we're doing stuff. And then I was in that place where I could not just accept. And then I was like, oh no, you do have to accept because you didn't bring these kids into this world by yourself. You share. You have to be able to share. And healing came with me accepting myself and thinking about my kids. And there is a bright future. I'm not going to doubt myself. I started doing things that I love and I didn't care who's going to judge me or how you see it. I just keep going and keep my head that direction. And when you try to heal, you have to cut out negativities, friends, family that don't bring you no good.
So
Yes.
what? Go ahead, please. I wanted to add something to the question I asked you. Was going on dates or trying to talk to other men help in your healing process?
No, I didn't go on dates. I didn't go on dates for years. I didn't go on dates. I didn't go talking to other people. Like it was like a total turn off because I was just all about myself. I think you could tell at some point you're like, you okay? I'm like, trust me, I'm okay. And
Right.
at some point I was like, okay, you know what? Nobody gonna come asking me questions. My phone number was changed. That's where
So
I
you choose
started.
your number. You tell me.
Yeah, my phone number
Wow.
was changed. And I only give it to people that I really thought could just sit there and listen to me and just let me be me and let me be the parent I want to be to my kids. Well, I tell me, they're marrying here, man. You gotta bear it that your home small. No, sorry, boo. This life is so short. It's one life we have to live. And guess what? Those kids gonna grow and go. They're gonna
Hmm.
go. Where you gonna be? Your old asset, you sitting somewhere else. The kids enjoying themselves. But if you have a good health, if you have mental clarity, some of the things I did was exercise. I
Okay.
ate
So you
healthy. Yes.
got involved
Exercise,
into
eating
exercise.
good food, those things. I did have a couple of wine here and there, which I did, but at some point I was like, okay, I cut it down to like maybe when I go associate with my friends. But exercise, eating, your social life, who you hang out with, those things are part of your healing process. When you don't have the best people around there, no, you're not going to heal. You're going to go back right to the same abusive relationship.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I didn't see post or not one day I ever saw anything from you that said Liberian men are nothing or men are nothing. You never cuss. You never created any kind of drama or any kind of scene. No,
No,
I didn't because
no,
not only that we're friends on Facebook, we talk, we text, we have conversations back then. Nothing like that. So you basically you kept a positive atmosphere. I know one day even see you say you're going to the club to go, get a steam
and
up and
that's one
something.
place I don't even go.
Why is that though? Other people
It's
might see it
it's
as a way
it's
out.
it's not satisfying. I
Okay.
go party. I will go to a bar. I want to sit with somebody where we having conversation about things to do, you know. Um, or I'd rather go hike, or all these things. They have so many things you can do, but like just go listen to a loud music, and you can't even talk to the people you're socializing with. It does not make sense. It's just not healthy.
Hmm.
People find it fun. Yeah, it's fun once in a while, but like consistently, if you think that's gonna heal you, that's a lie. I'll tell you, that's a lie. Hmm.
Okay.
And people going out there accusing other people on social media, you need to check yourself. You know, we half of the time Liberian women go after the Liberian men. It's really wrong. We all have problems. Like I said, we need to check ourselves, especially for our environment where we came from. The war, it messed with a lot of us mentally, physically, and then moving into another society. This society, you might find it easy, but it's not quite easy. But you need to be able to educate yourself to fit in, and not just trying to fit in being like the celebrity that we want to be, when celebrity is not even celebrity in this country. It's all credit. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, where you gonna end up? Work 24/7, and then you have to pay that huge sum of amount of bills that you don't even enjoy. So at the end, you're tired. You gotta go party and come lay down drunk. But if you're looking for healing, for your mind to be clear, that's not a route to go. You got to cut a lot of things out. You got to know what you on this earth for. You have to know your boundaries. You have to know what make you happy, your pros and cons. List all these things down. Like literally grab a pen and paper. I did all those things. Even before I went in the dating world, I told myself, this is my age range. This is the kind of person I want. And I would tell the moment we go on a date, like I'm not kidding. I was so paranoid to the point where I'm like, the moment I see you feel like you better, boy, bye. If you think you have high degree than me, boy, bye. Those are things that bring people down. People always feel like they're better than others. Or I'm a doctor or I'm a nurse. No, screw that.
Hmm.
Your money, your whatever, take it somewhere else. Don't bring it to me to come act like you better. You doing me a favor. If a relationship come with a favor, then bye. No.
So then let's move forward. Though. After all your ordeal, you've been through all of this situation in your life. Now you're a single parent with your children.
Mhm.
Um, Now you get into the dating world. So then here we are. Um, what's next for you?
I keep living. You want to know what next for me?
Yeah,
I mean,
what's next?
I'm engaged. I find I know I was married, but I don't see marriage so different from a lot of things. I don't know if I don't think a lot of female want to hear this from me really. But from day one growing up, like the big wedding and all these venue they will have and stuff like that. It's not my kind of thing. Even like now, I'm engaged. I feel like yeah, we'll get married, but I'm just like I'm happy. We're happy, and he likes that too. So we just like taking it chill, and till God can direct us, and we'll be like, yeah, we're ready, and maybe we'll just get up and get married in the bedroom. Because we're very compatible. We literally like compatible. Like there's nothing I would say we don't have the same opinion. We literally have the same opinion.
Okay.
So we've been together like probably 3 years now. So and we
Wonderful.
not no, yeah, there's no red flag. The moment the other person like, oh, I didn't like how you said that. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I remember now. I'll say it this way. Yeah, you work on it right there. You don't wait till like you go, yelling at the other person. No, these things bring stuff out of the next person. It's just the way you want to be addressed. You say it, and sometimes women we say things the men don't get to understand our language. We go all over the place.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Sometimes we just go all over the place.
So then I want to bring this to your attention because sometimes we hear, and I want to use Liberian because we're both Liberians. We can maybe relate to this. Other
Hmm.
people, other nationals, or other people from other countries might watch this as well. And we're just using this example, not necessarily for other people. But
Right,
let's bring it to Liberian. You will
right.
hear some Liberian women saying, Liberian men are nothing, they're nobody, they're useless, they like this. I will never be with Liberian men, I will never date a Liberian man or whatever it is. What do you say in that context? If you had a bad marriage or a bad experience with a Liberian man or with a Liberian woman, would that be a deal breaker for the entire Liberian people, or what's going on?
We still have good Liberians. It's just like us like people like us, you know. Um, I'll get to that part. I don't think everybody is the same because I have uncles. They're very respectful gentlemen, you know, and people using those kind of words is very hurtful. And I don't think they want to change. If they want to change, that's not how you get a change. Every culture, I have I've been friends with so many people from different country. They have the same. We have the same kind of man. Men is just men, but like I said, we women, how we address our men, gotta be different, you know. And sometimes too, they're too much. I feel like, oh, I'm so educated, you know, he's not my type. Those kind of things can make the man, you know, insecure. The woman also insecure. The both of you are insecure. Yeah, you're not allowed to date Liberian men because Liberian men too don't like to be drained down.
Hmm,
So and they feel like when you go out there to date another culture, if you still have that behavior, what my sisters have, I've seen so many of them, the kind of behavior, the way they would present themselves, the way even like job places, I've seen it, the way they address people is so rude. In the way we talk as Liberians, we little arrogant and we little rough. So sometimes, sometimes my coworkers can come to me, "Oh, is she mad?" I'm like, "Oh no, that's how we talk. We're not mad. We're just full of energy." And that's where sometimes our men get from us.
hmm,
That's why sometimes our men get from us because sometimes the way we would talk to them, they'll be like, "Oh, why are you talking to me like that?" You know, and it comes out wrongly. Communication is a big thing. Me and you can communicate from now to tomorrow. If you don't get the same thing I'm saying, you're never gonna get it. I would say you hear it, but then it go differently. I did an English class back home, and the teacher did this experiment. Right? He's like, he wrote a thing on the board. He's like, read it to your classmate, and then he asked the other guy to narrate it to the other person. It kept changing. You know, so that's how sometimes we communicate. It keep changing. It never stay at the same place. It just keep changing. So sometimes when you have to say how you feel, you have to really make it simple where the person can understand, and in a sense too, your body language, your face expression, all those things play part into somebody being aggressive, mad, or have anger.
hmm.
Mm?
Okay. Well,
I'm sure you have seen it.
well,
I'm sure
it's
you have seen it.
it's and I'd have to agree with you. The cultural differences or barriers in terms of communication and so forth. And there's a lot of things we can talk about, but overall, we got 3 more minutes. We're pressed with time. I know that I said I would have you here for an hour,
No,
and so I
it's
want to
okay.
make
We
sure.
can keep going. My kids went to the park, so they're fine.
Okay,
At least
so
I try
so
to come downstairs. So If you have more time, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do, we'll make it 8 more minutes so that
Okay.
at least we're on time. Okay,
Okay.
so then Shannon, apart from relationships, marriage, and other things and so forth, with the proliferation of social media where everybody is free on Facebook, you can just click that button and you go live. What would you say? Because you are Liberian, maybe if if you were to tell somebody that you're Liberian, they might not believe it to some extent.
Mm.
What would you say to our sisters that maybe you are in the same age range, or we're all in the same age groups, or
Right.
some of them are even older than us, or even more mature experience, whether they got more money, educated, or whatever it is, but are on Facebook that are misbehaving, that are acting out. What do you say as a woman?
It's
What do you say to them?
it's very sad and shameful because the thing is, if you just go out there cussing another woman, even if this person have cussed you to the point where you feel like it's enough, there is still like ways you can make somebody have. That's why I feel like people need to like read books about boundaries. Boundaries come a long way, and I make my kids to read these books where they learn boundaries. Where you cannot just touch a person; you have to ask for permission. Yeah, me, you can be friends, but the way I would touch you is a problem, right? So when I see people just come online, oh my god, y'all stop. It's sad. It just make our country look stupid and small. Like growing up in Ezra, people have so much respect for Liberians.
Hmm.
We were like little America. I'll tell you. I was not that small when the war started. We went Guinea, we went Sierra Leone, and those people used to think we're coming for America. You see what I'm saying? But like not everybody, when you say Liberian, not Liberian, okay, they're full of drama. They're so loud. They're so this. They're always on social media. Like, can you not just have self control? You're gonna make another person bring that anger out of you to cross the line and go on social media. Like, how your kids gonna grow up watching these kind of videos? These things don't go away.
Yep.
It does not go away. Even your pictures that you post, it will not go away. It will come back haunting you. And who know the future? What our kids gonna face tomorrow? Like, let's
Yep.
just see. You see the war how it going right now. Maybe the kids that will be going to for job interview say, "Oh no, your mom used to post a whole lot of stuff on social media. We can't give you the job." You know. And we sit there. We always complain about the culture. Oh, the white people. Oh, the racists. The this. The that. Okay, but the things you're doing, you're showing so much bitterness. You going on social media and causing a woman for a man. Like, if the man want you, he will be with you, right? I don't think you should go on social media, Facebook. Just stop. That's not how our culture. We have culture. We have so much respect in this society. No, it's so shameful. And some
Hmm.
of them not even my age group. Some of them older than me.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm not kidding. It come on my Facebook feed all the time. I'm like, oh my god. Like I can't just even watch it for 2 seconds. It's off. They don't
Hmm.
even have conversation. Have you seen it? Like, you and I sitting down, we're giving each other terms. When they're just having a talk show, they like over each other head. Everybody feeling empowered. Empowerment is a problem. We all can be the same. Somebody have to be educated. Somebody have to be beautiful than you. No matter if you are beautiful, yeah, that little girl coming comes, you're gonna be beautiful. Give people a chance. Let people learn from you. We just gotta love each other and stop the competitive things, trying to bring down the next female because they did your boyfriend. Your boyfriend did you. He did you wrong. Period. If he loves you, he's not gonna talk to another woman. He's not gonna disrespect you.
Hmm.
And half of the time, people that do these things, they're the one doing the same. They're doing the thing.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
this is interesting. I I'll put the numbers up for people to calling to
Oh
ask if they
yeah,
can
love
do it.
come with certain values and boundaries, and that definitely that's something you have to learn. When you have your boundaries, your partner understand, and that's where you know you're compatible or not. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to put the numbers up here. Feel free to call us on this number.
Hmm.
We're going to take at most 5 calls because of time. And
Right.
please get straight to the question, or if you have anything to say to our guests, again, be respectful. You have 1 minute each. Feel free to
Right.
call. Well, Shannon, today I finally get you to come
I
out to
know. I came from West Street. I was like, oh, I gotta be on his talk show. My kid's
we
like, why
we
you
were,
so why you dressing up again? I was like, dude, just go there. You guys need to
so,
be quiet. If I say I'm going downstairs in the basement because when I'm down here, nobody gotta come here. I need my space. So they know that. That's why it's quiet. It's like no kids in the house. It's 5 kids. We got like 5 kids. We co-parenting my fiance kids and my kids.
wonderful. That's
Yeah.
that's very good. So we have the number out there. If you have any question, any concern for Shannon, feel free to call. Shannon will answer questions or your concern. If not, we will try to draw down this curtain. And Shannon will not be a stranger here now that I finally got her.
Anytime. Anytime.
Yes.
Anytime. You know, we started this show, like I was like, okay, I just needed to heal. So I needed to stay away from the whole talk shows and take care of myself, you
Right.
know, and getting back on track. It takes time. People think it just happens automatic. No, you gotta work. You gotta work. You gotta
Yes.
balance yourself. You gotta balance your life. You gotta balance everything with your kids, not just about you, you know. So you have to find a big calendar and put it on your wall. Put all your schedule on there. Schedule yourself. All those things come with healings. Put all those things on the calendar. Today I'm gonna do this. Tomorrow I'm gonna do that. You keep going. Structure
Hmm.
is very important. But when you're all over the place, then your mental clarity not coming back. You're gonna be all over.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
This is very
Structure.
interesting. Very interesting conversation with you today. Um,
Thank you
you know,
for bringing me on your show.
hearing from a woman's perspective, you get different views, different understanding, about some of these things. Because sometimes we as men we just look, into the men's word, and and that's just it. We look into the men's word, and we think that everything is just about man, and this should be about man or whatever it is, and so forth and all of that. Well, somebody asked a question. One of our faithful follower. I don't know if you want me to pick that question from on Facebook. He's always one of our followers, and if we're
Mhm.
not coming on, he will come in the inbox and give us hard time. So he asked a
Oh
question.
gosh.
So he asked a question. Let me post this question to you. Here's the question: what does she think about polygamy love? From Mohammed Keita. What do you say about
Mohammed
that?
Keita.
Polygamy love.
I don't like that question. I will answer it. I will be real. I will be real. Okay, polygamy. I think we have it in Liberia, right? Growing up, I've seen it with the Maningos because I live with a lot of Maningo people back there, and I've seen it with some of my Lufian people. And back there is like native people, right? There wasn't no sort of jealousy and all that stuff where, but they have in America here, they have different kinds. So some of them, they all are involved in the same bedroom. So that's the question here. Which one he's preferring referring to? Because there some of the everybody say the polygamy or whatever they call it. Some of them say it's like multiple women, but some of them say no, you have to have your own bedroom. And that is like if you're a woman, you're comfortable and you have the conversation with your partner and you guys okay with it, that's fine. But for me as a woman, no. I feel like God is a jealous God. So I'm his creature, his image. I feel like I must love one man and one man should love me.
Okay.
That's my honest answer. It's
Well,
dirty. It's very dirty because it's just dirty. It's not for me. And if it's not for any woman, don't try it because those things bring jealousy. Those things bring real anger and hate. And
hmm,
sometimes women don't say it because they just love that man, they want to be there. And I think that's wrong. I don't think we all belong to be in a relationship or be married. No, I don't think so. Sometimes your destiny is different. You have to listen to yourself. Not because you want to be with a man, you should accept things that you don't want.
okay. Well, there are a lot of other questions here in as much that some people have not called. Let me run through one or two of them. If I don't pick your question, please don't feel like I'm jumping over you or so forth. I just got
Right.
to, there have been questions from the get go. People have been asking a lot of questions, people have been commenting, and so forth and so forth. So let me get to one or two more questions and we'll call it a day. We get your parting comments, call it a day. Let me get to one or two more questions. No, it's the same person, so I will not.
What
Let me
he
see if
said? He said
okay.
you always coming back.
Somebody says here, how can you heal? Just as Jackie. Jackie says, how can we
How can
heal
you hear?
when your spouse says mean thing?
Oh, that one. That's the narcissist people. They always say mean things for you to have really low self-esteem for yourself. Oh, that thing can hurt. I know where she coming from with that. That thing can hurt. And they can never stop. And if you guys are together, there is no need though. It's never gonna stop. And you have to really look into self-love because the person actually trying to bring you down, but you know yourself. If you know yourself, I won't listen to it. That is the worst thing a woman can hear, and those are the things that bring low self-esteem.
Okay. Well,
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. No matter what they say, keep working on yourself. Keep working on your weakness that he knows about you.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. So let's take the last question for the day. Seattle Thompson says, what if you want to move on, but you feel anxious from the negative experience? What do you do? Say you want to move on in life, you've done with the marriage or the relationship, but you have that anxiety, from just the
The
experience you.
anxiety always gonna be there. Anxiety, they have every one of us have some sort of anxiety. It's just like you're going to an interview and you like anxious and nervous and all that stuff. Those all fall under anxiety. So moving on that part, you have to facing your fears by
Hmm,
moving on. You have to face in your fears. You have to take that bold step, and when you're taking that bold step, you have to be financially ready.
hmm.
Like when I mean financially ready, don't depend on nobody, not your family, nobody. Be financially prepared because those are the things that bring us back to the person we're running from.
Okay, be financially prepared. Well, thank
Yes.
you so much, Shannon. Let's get your parting comments for today. What would you say?
Then
Your
what?
parting. Let's get your parting comments. What would you say?
Well,
Your closing comment, basically.
my closing comment would be all the females out here listening to me. Um, you have to believe in yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Deep that even when somebody looking at you, they can tell you love yourself. When you walk, walk like a princess, like a queen. Just walk that ground. It doesn't matter what level you're on. Just keep walking. Just keep walking. Walk. Don't look back. It doesn't matter where you stand in life. It's not the end of the world. You can work. You can do a lot. Believe in yourself. Those are my big thing. I always walk like a queen. Sometimes some places I enter, I be like, what am I doing with all these people? Like, but because when you have that confidence, nobody will take it for it. Even people will be waiting to just sit with you and have conversation and just learn. It doesn't matter where you stand in life, your education or whatever. Just keep walking. Be that princess. Enter that room. Be the queen of that room. But don't bring other women's down.
Thank you, Shannon. Well, before I get in trouble, before
And for our fathers that are afraid of child support, don't be afraid. Child support goes to your kids. And if you're not there, let the woman parent those kids and take care of them. Don't have anger towards that child support money. It's not the end of your world. Your partner, your new partner, yourself can work things out. You guys can co-parent, and gradually you will get to that place and you will see the reward. Your kids gonna appreciate it. It does not hurt. So yeah, communicate with your kid's mom. Don't be angry. Communicate with your kid dad. Always involve the father. Even if it hurt, just email the person. Email is my best communication place. I love to email. I don't want to talk to you on the phone. Email, that self boundaries. Then you don't have people coming at you like 24/7 and calling your phone to yell at you like you're a child. Block that number. Email me. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me read a comment quick because next week we are in conversation. We have two other ladies, hopefully, on as well. We have two other ladies on. Shannon will be back. That's for sure. She will not be over here.
I will be back anytime.
Yes, I'll be getting a hard time.
I'm always here in the evening.
Yes, exactly. Me, how we inside. So, Deck and T states trauma bonds sometimes keep people in abusive relationship. Trauma bond, yes, sometimes keep people in relationship. Well, folks, this is all we have for you tonight.
Somebody said you should answer their call.
No, the time for his call is over. For calls are over, we will call it next week. We'll answer his call if he calls. Because after a certain time, we turn off the lines. So we're very sorry for that.
Right,
Benjamin. Sorry. Next week.
I will be here next week. I promise.
Wonderful. Next week,
we'll finish this conversation.
All right. Next week, Benjamin, please call in on time. We will be here. We're very sorry. But Shannon, thank you so much. Much appreciated.
I appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll come back.
Yes, Shannon will be back. That is for sure.
I'll be back. I'll give you my schedule and then we'll plan something. I will plan something for a longer time. And then we can bring people too for their opinions and stuff. So, yeah.
Wonderful. So, we the men that will fall down inside.
Somebody said they're not coming back. I am done with you. I'm not gonna. Please come back, okay, Benjamin? Is that Benjamin? Yes. Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys. Good night. Have a good weekend. Stay out of trouble. And
yes,
we'll see you another time. Shannon,
all
thanks.
Right.
First time I saw your face, I knew I was in love. smile takes my breath away. And they can say what I want